This is Ed. He fell in love with Hannah. Despite both being successful business owners, Ed pays for everything.
He pays the rent and bills, and I would never split the cost on a meal out.
And this has meant their relationship has faced backlash, and Hannah has been subjected to cruel comments.
Oh, she's a lazy gold digger that doesn't work and just lives off her man.
People think that Hannah's like manipulating me, or that I'm just some young dude with money and she's taking advantage of me.
Friends have also expressed their concern about the relationship.
My friend Geni is coming over later. I'm a bit nervous about how it'll go.
It's not normal that a 22-year-old would do this for his girlfriend.
My name's Hannah, I'm 28 and I'm a business owner.
Hi, I'm Ed, and I'm 22, and I'm also a business owner.
We both earn multiple six figures a year. We are a modern couple in a traditional relationship, so he pays the rent and bills, and I take care of the house. We met on Facebook when he saw a picture of me on his client's website and then added me on Facebook, and then we started talking.
And after like legit 2 weeks of talking, I flew out from Vancouver, Canada to London to meet her for the first time. Like in the middle of the pandemic.
He was only meant to stay for 2 weeks, but we got along so well that he ended up going back to pack up his stuff and then moving here. I think it's important that a man always tries to provide within his means. So it's not about the money benefits, it's about the mindset of a man who tries to take care of his woman within his financial means. So he pays the rent and bills, and I would never split the cost on a meal out. I think people hear that and it's shocking, but when you put our income into context, he can properly pay for our rent without it hurting financially.
We have friends who they make way more than I do, but the guy still won't pay all the rent for the girl because he has, in my opinion, a commitment issue. He's not like fully committed. And so that's more so about the mindset of the guy.
The most judgment we got was from an article that was released earlier this year where they made up a fake quote. The quote was, "I make my boyfriend pay for everything. I'm an investment and should be spoiled." One of the most common judgments that we get online is, oh, she's a lazy gold digger that doesn't work and just lives off her man.
A lot of them are like, she's not that good looking, she looks like a lady boy.
Another one is, dude is a simp. That's quite a common thing that men will say, is when a man can provide for a woman financially, then he's a simp. Paying for your woman doesn't make you a pushover. It just means that you have a mentality that you should provide and take care of women as a man.
People think that Hannah's like manipulating me, or that I'm just some young dude with money and she's taking advantage of me.
I just feel like men and women have different roles and different strengths, and we should play into those instead of trying to suppress them. A man should always try to provide and protect within his means for a woman, and the woman should bring the soft, nurturing side into a relationship.
It's not like, oh, I'm physically incapable of doing those things. That being said, I will relatively, for the most part, refuse to do housework.
So one of my favorite things that I know Ed really appreciates is when I help him relax and de-stress. When he's really stressed, I'll just offer to do some gua sha on his face because he loves it. And then I'll be like, come on, baby, it's gua sha time.
All right. I've always been super high stress, so having someone who can like take care of me in that way and like help me feel relaxed is really helpful.
Today we're gonna go for a fancy lunch, and I never have to worry about who pays because Ed always wants to. The man should try to pay when he can. Whether that's for bills or whether that's just taking the girl out to dinner, there should always be the effort that he tries to provide.
I agree.
I feel like on a first date, if a guy doesn't pay, then it's almost like a lack of interest. I don't believe in 50-50 relationships. I believe in like 100-100, where each person contributes different things. So if a guy tries to split the bill, then it just shows that he doesn't have the same philosophy as me when it comes to relationships.
My value to the relationship is a lot of more providing and protecting, whereas Hannah's is more nurturing and supporting.
This is your bill. Who's going to pay today?
Me.
I'm just getting the house ready to have Geni come over, who's a friend of mine. She had some reservations about my relationship in the past. She's a huge believer in the man and woman going 50-50 because she says that women can make money and you should never be financially dependent on a man.
I'm Geni and I've been friends with Hannah for the past 7 months. I had reservations because I'm not used to see such a young couple have this dynamic where he would just provide for her, and I just didn't know how would that work in the long run.
When I met you and you explained your dynamic, I was kind of like, if he is providing everything to her, what sort of power does she have in the relationship? Were you scared you losing yourself?
I think that really depends on the way you look at it, because there's a difference between a woman choosing to let her man make decisions and lead so that she can relax versus a woman who is fully obedient towards a man.
So I was under the impression that you were super supportive of our relationship and our dynamic. So were you not in agreement with our relationship?
To be honest, I was disagreeing with it because it's not normal that a 22-year-old would just do this for his girlfriend. Because if it's your wife or your fiance, I can understand that. But for someone that you haven't known for that long, all of a sudden it's from 0 to 100, I'm like, is he taking her power?
What did you have to see in our relationship that made you go, oh, actually, this is real?
I think what made me kind of switch to the good side is to see that she was more on her feminine energy and she was trusting kind of your lead. Oh babe, thanks so much for having me over. Of course, I'll see you soon.
Awesome. See you next time. Thanks for coming over. The conversation with Geni went pretty good. I was really surprised to hear that she wasn't fully on board with our relationship from the start, but I'm glad that she was able to see what our relationship is really like and see that it's actually out of love, not out of trying to have leverage.
You have to think about your future. There is no shame in having financial standards for a man. It doesn't mean you're a gold digger. It just means that you're a responsible woman with standards.